Hi guys, it's Brett for TopoRanger, and we're here to make another episode. This is right where the Codours Creek, aka the Inky Stinky, comes, and the confluence comes right in here, and this is the Susquehanna, Lancaster County, York County. And today I'm going to take you to an interesting place I discovered about a year ago. I call it the Jacuzzi Forest, or the hot tub forest. What happened was I was walking along along the banks here, and I came across a hot tub, or a jacuzzi, that had apparently washed down river, and it was right down there, about a quarter of a mile down, just north of Shocks Mill Bridge, which is right there. And I don't know how long it had been there, but it had stuff, plants, all different kinds of plants growing in it, probably animals using it. I think there might be a clip up on the TopoRanger Instagram feed. That's TOPO_Ranger at Instagram, Topo_Ranger at Instagram. Make sure you check that out and hit follow. I thought it was kind of funny. It was also kind of sad because, you know, this giant, you know, plastic thing was just kind of there. And anyway, I want to go back and I want to see if it's still there, and I want to get some better footage of it, take some better pictures of it with my new camera. And also we're going to explore the banks of the Susquehanna from here down to Shocks Mill Bridge, which is right there. And we're also going to go scavenging for anything, cool rocks. Maybe we'll find some crystals on the rocks. There's a lot of stuff in here in the Jacuzzi Forest that washes down river when there's flooding, or, you know, seasonal fluctuations in the water level. There's a lot of interesting things that wash up down there. I'm looking for things that are interesting, you know, mementos of my hikes and stuff like that. I like to try to collect one thing every time I go out, to kind of remember each individual trip by. So today I have a couple of tools, a couple new tools in the TopoRanger arsenal that's going to make my life better, make my life easier, make my journeys safer. I've been wanting to get a new backpack for a long time, and I got one here. It's got a lot of different pockets. It has, you know, the cummerbund here. Everything's more or less adjustable. It has a rain thing. See, I can bring my tripod with me wherever I go. I don't have to worry about, you know, does it fit in the pack? Is it going to be uncomfortable? Basically, I think it's called, I don't know, the brand is Ozark Trail. It's not top of the line, but that's okay. It didn't cost that much money, and, you know, I'm not really super into, I'm not like a gearhead where I, you know, get off on fancy gear. If I had the money, I'd buy top of the line, but right now I don't. So I get what I can get, and I think this is going to work out pretty well. The other tool I got, which is a tool I've been wanting to get for quite a while, years really, and I was always telling myself, well, you know, you can't just buy it as a toy. You gotta, like, you know, you gotta buy it because you need it. And, you know, honestly, when I'm going around, I'm hiking through the woods, I'm bushwhacking. I really, you know, a lot of times I'll just use a stick and I'll whack at the sticks, and, you know, but, you know, the things are flying in my face. You know, it's just uncomfortable. And I've always wanted something that I could easily and effectively take out the underbrush when I'm bushwhacking, to make it easier. Because, you know, here, you know, we do a lot of bushwhacking here, because one of the things I like to do as often as I can, when it makes sense, is to, you know, get off the trail. That's kind of like one of my mottos here with this channel, I think, is, you know, use the trail to get where you need to go, but then get off the trail and explore and find new things. Because finding new things is really one of the things that drives me to do all this stuff. So I went to the store and I finally got one of these, which is a machete, or as we say in English, machete. I think it was $7. Again, not top of the line, but it's sharp. It's got a serrated edge, right? So I can, you know, thwack. I can cut stuff. I can poke stuff. I can, you know, do stuff like flip that little rock there. It's really a great tool, and today I'm going to use it for the first time while we're bushwhacking. And it also gives me somewhat of a sense of security, because, you know, sometimes we go into places where there's hovels and there's sketchy homeless shelters, where there's, you know, people doing God knows what. And, you know, oftentimes I wonder, you know, if somebody's going to try to assault me. I know it sounds kind of silly, but, you know, I really don't have any weapons, any self-defense other than my body. So having this machete gives me a reach probably of about 4 or 5 feet. So I can use it to protect myself, not only against creepy forest dwelling, you know, people, which they're out there, trust me. I know, I've seen them, they're out there. But also against animals, you know what I mean? If something tries to take me down, I think this is gonna help me. But the main reason I got it was, and this is, you know, being totally honest here, the main reason I did get it was because I want to be able to just slash, thwack, 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 and be able to cut stuff down so I don't have to have things flying in my face, all right? So that's it. That's basically it. That's what we're gonna do today. And we're gonna start right now, and we're gonna hike down the coast here. There's a white egret down here. There's some stuff I want to show you guys down around here, and also there's the Shocks Mill Bridge. There's something we can talk about, the Shocks Mill Bridge. Then we're gonna head into the Jacuzzi Forest, which is what I call this right here. And this is on the York side. This is on the west side of the Susquehanna. So let's go have some fun. We're on the Firelight again. But once we go downriver, we're gonna hit some different stuff. Maybe a little dolomite. White Cliffs of Codours are basically hiding behind that island right there. That's the, I think that's the Bruner Island Power Station. This is Lancaster County Solid Waste Management. The Bilmar Quarry is right in those woods right there. It's early October. The weather's nice today. It's not too hot. And there are some clouds out, as you can see, which is nice because it keeps it from getting too hot, and it also makes it, it also diffuses the lights. And the river's pretty low. It's not as low as it was last time I was here, but it's pretty low. Oh wait, there we go. There's the White Cliffs of Codours. You see them right there? And as we go down the river here, there you can see it a little bit better. That's that white spot right there. All right, I came across this, which looks to me to be a partially broken piece of the white quartzite. One of the interesting things I learned on that, after doing some research from the Holtwood Death March episode 26, is that these iron oxidizing bacteria that live in the mucky pools here, and they create that kind of orange gelatinous slime. They also produce this stuff that floats on the surface and kind of resembles oil or gas. You know, when you see gas when gas or oil, or maybe it's just petroleum products, get on water, the surface often takes this kind of iridescent sheen, and the bacteria produces something that also looks a lot like that, except in the description of the bacteria they said that it breaks up into these little chunks, which is exactly what this stuff is doing right here. See that? You see how it closes up? Ready? Watch. Look at that, it just closes right up. So sometimes if you're out hiking and you see a little kind of a mucky pool, and you're like, oh, look at that, there's gasoline or something, it could just be this iron oxidizing bacteria. And I think that's what this is. All right, we're getting closer to Shocks Mill Bridge. And look at these little critters here. See those suckers? wonder what those are. Look at them, they're everywhere. Wow. Whenever you move the water, they freak out and start going. I don't know what they are. Some kind of little crustacean? I mean, look how many there are, huh? Looks like we got a little natural gas cylinder. It's pretty rusted. Soccer ball. Tire, soccer ball. You can really hear the Jacuzzi forest. It's like buzzing. It's like alive with insects. Big pool of watercress here. I love the way that looks. Well, we made it to the Shocks Mill Bridge, which is right behind me. And with the water this low in the Susquehanna, this whole area here is partially exposed. This is the phyllite. You can see it weathers a nice kind of gray there, and then you can see the muddy parts where the water flows through. Over there is the northwestern Lancaster County River Trail. You can see the spot there where they had to actually go underneath the Shocks Mill Bridge. Jacuzzi Forest is off to our right here. It's a really cool looking bridge. Tell you what I'm going to do now. I'm going to switch to POV mode, and we're going to head down right up to the bridge. All right, we're looking at the Shocks Mill Bridge. Now, as far as I know, a shock is a if you've ever been in the farm country, they used to put up the corn in these kind of like teepee type of structures to dry out the corn, or maybe it was the hay, I'm not sure, but I think that's called a shock. There's probably a mill on one of these sides here, and they called it a Shocks Mill Bridge. I'd imagine it's probably over there. This bridge was opened in 1905, and originally it had 28 of these archways, and they went the whole way across the river. Today it carries the Norfolk Southern line. And what you'll notice, obviously the biggest thing you notice about this bridge is that the middle of the bridge is concrete and steel. And right here, you can see it goes from that 1905 construction to this relatively newish construction. And what that was in 1972, this whole middle section of the bridge was damaged. Now, what happened in 1972? What else has come up in several of our other episodes dealing with damage, bridge damage, damage to dams? What was the big event in 1972 that did so much damage to all these places around here? Well, that was none other than Hurricane Agnes. Okay, that hit in 1972. It dumped, you know, buttloads of water all over this area. There was flooding. Even though by the time it reached up here, it wasn't technically a hurricane anymore. It sat over this area of the country for several days, I think, and it just dumped. I don't even know how much water it was. It was a lot, and it just washed out bridges and dams, and it created flooded whole towns. It was a horrible event. One of my first memories in my life, from maybe I was about a year old, was my parents were pumping out the basement of the house we lived in at that point. There was about a foot of water in the basement, and I very clearly remember being in the basement in one of those little seated things that has a little strap here, and you sit down in it, and you can't fall over, you can't do anything. I was in one of those, and my mom had placed it in the basement so I could splash around the water. I was basically like swimming around in the basement. It was like a giant swimming pool. I thought it was so cool. Meanwhile, they're trying to like save the house. One of my first memories of my life, and that was of the flooding of Hurricane Agnes, and that's what caused this thing. This bridge is 2,209 feet long, connecting York counties and Lancaster County. This construction style here, I really like this style because over time you get these cool patinas and aging effects on these bricks. I think they're probably sandstone. You get the white, and you get all these cool earthy colors that kind of drip out of the masonry over time, which is one reason I really like this construction. There's a lot of this type of brick construction in this area. Nice colors of the vegetation here, huh? Now here you can see the power of the water. Let's go check out the pier here. I don't know if we can get up here, but you can see these logs just smashed up against the pier. Metal edges here break the ice, runs the whole way up there, and right here is where the two meet. There we go. That's not too bad. Yeah. And these big honking logs. I mean, you can just imagine huge chunks of ice coming down river and just smashing into this metal edge right here, just crushing. The sound must be awesome. All right, and this pier whizzes around here. All right, now we're directly under it. You got to get some stills here. Looks like it goes around here too. Ah, look at this. You see that? Doesn't that look familiar? It's that aggregate. This aggregate looks exactly the same as the stuff they were using down at the Holtwood Dam. So my guess is that this rubble here was what used to be inside of the old archways, right? Behind this facing rock here, that's what was basically, that's what made up the bulk of the bridge. And when the middle sections, starting here, when these got damaged, you know, they probably got eroded and sections of them fell down. They probably had to move this stuff out, or maybe this just fell here. You know, who knows? But I bet you that's what that is. And right there, you can almost see an old section of the, I bet you that's what that is right there. You can see the masonry right in the middle there. That piece there is probably an old base, I would imagine. And then they came here and looks like they reinforced the base of the old brickwork. I mean, I don't know if you call these bricks, but you know, these old brick spans. They reinforced that with modern day concrete in 1972. All right, Jacuzzi Forest is over there. A lot of spider webs here. I'm gonna take some stills and we're gonna go see if we can't find that hot tub and whatever else we can scavenge in the forest as we kind of hike our way back up to the car, all right? Beautiful day, beautiful day. I also found a boat down here once too, like a little 15-foot power boat thingy. And down here is Shoals Rock. You see I don't know if you can see it, but it's about a 150-foot cliff there called Shoal Rock. It was an old landmark back in the day, back in the colonial times in the 1800s.